We are going to begin with breaking news because there are growing demands tonight for federal and state investigations into President Trump's unprecedented hour-long phone call with Georgia's top election official. Tonight, Democrats on Capitol Hill are asking the FBI to open a probe, saying the president's request for Georgia's Secretary of State to find him thousands of votes was not only an unprecedented attack on American democracy, it violated federal and state laws. I'll ask Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger about that call in just a moment, and about Georgia's high-stakes runoff tomorrow for 2 U.S. Senate seats. And those races will determine which party controls the U.S. Senate. And tonight, we're learning investigators are looking into threats that have been made against that election. Also, as we come on the air, there are several major headlines about the worsening coronavirus pandemic, including about that highly contagious new strain of the virus. Tonight, New York's governor says it's now been found in his state. And with millions of Americans returning from traveling over the holidays, there is real fear that hospitals already at their breaking point won't be able to handle the new wave of infections experts say is coming. Now, all of that is putting a lot of pressure on states and the federal government to speed up the rollout, of those vaccines, which has fallen behind schedule. We have a lot of new reporting for you and your family tonight, and our team is standing by to cover it all. CBS's Weijia Jiang is going to lead off our coverage tonight from the White House. Good evening, Weijia.
Good evening to you, Nora. CBS News has learned that President Trump called Georgia's Secretary of State 18 times since Election Day before finally getting through on Saturday. Tonight, the White House is not commenting on the growing calls to investigate whether the president's demands on that call were illegal. Tonight, Democrats are calling for a criminal investigation after President Trump's bombshell phone call as outrage grows from a member of the president's own party in Georgia.
Nobody I know who would be president would do something like that to a Secretary of State.
During the remarkable call, President Trump demanded that Georgia's Republican Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, produce something that does not exist, additional ballots that would change the state's election results.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
Georgia has recounted ballots 3 times, and each time Mr. Trump lost to President-elect Biden.
There's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
Many legal experts concluded the president broke both federal and state election law.
There's a strong case that the president did commit a criminal act here by making a request to the Secretary of State to fabricate election records.
In court, the Trump campaign has failed dozens of times to prove allegations of widespread voter fraud. The Justice Department said there is no evidence it happened. Still, President Trump insisted otherwise and even accused Raffensperger and his general counsel of a cover-up.
You know what they did, and you're not reporting it. That's a criminal offense. And you can't let that happen. That's a big risk to you and to Ryan, your lawyer. That's a big risk.
Vote! Mr. Biden campaigned in Georgia today ahead of tomorrow's special elections that will determine control of the U.S. Senate. He criticized Mr. Trump for making his own political goals a priority.
I don't know why he still wants the job. He doesn't want to do the work.
Republicans are worried the president's focus on fraud and attacks on state leaders could cost them the Senate. And after a campaign full of heated rhetoric, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation said late today they're investigating specific threats regarding tomorrow's runoff races. President Trump is promoting protests planned for Wednesday when Congress is set to certify the election results. CBS News has learned that the leader of the Proud Boys, a pro-Trump group, was arrested today after leaving a D.C. airport in connection to the burning of a Black Lives Matter banner in D.C. last month. Nora?
All right, Weijia Jiang with that breaking news. Thank you.